Elen Siladumena Mentielvo, a star shines on the hour of our meeting. Hello friends, I'm Narelon, pronouns he, him. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope Tuesday's treating you as well as Tuesday will ever treat you. With me is friend of the channel, Loomis of Phelan, pronouns ZZem.
I was wondering how you're going to handle that, whether you're going to leave it to me to mention.
See, I wasn't sure. Like, I'm kind of winging it.
Yeah,
I was going to wing it.
I think that's the best way to do it, because you put it next to my name. That makes more sense than leaving it to me.
Yeah, as I thought I'd create like a weird gap if I kind of left it to you. So I thought, I mean, also it kind of like breaks the flow I've been using for months. Because I'm used to going, Loomis of Phelan. Like I'm like a, because you don't go for like tacky there. But nonetheless, I think that's probably, that's probably the better option. Hold on, there we are. Hi, Loomis.
Yeah, look.
How's it going?
And, I'm good.
Good.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. I'm working from home this week, so that's quite nice. I think it's like very nice relative to being at work, of course. But I was off the past fortnight, so it's still rubbish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were messing around with magic bows, weren't we?
Oh yeah.
We actually learned what the difference between the was it fire aspect and flame actually was.
I don't think we did. I think it's one goes on swords and one goes on bows. Was that it? Or did it? Yeah. Well, that's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put that flaming arrow back in your pocket. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot my thing. Hey, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Discord raid. Thank you so much, Kira Chats, for the raid. I really appreciate it. We were all hanging out in Kira's Discord, and Kira said she should do a Discord raid, which I hugely appreciate. Loomis, if you will. Bonbon and Lawtrek, Just Johnny, welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day today. You all already know me, I think, so should I do the spiel? Should I be like, welcome, wait, hold on, what's happening right now? Lawtrek, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Narelon. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. And Just Johnny, hold on. Things are happening at once. Just Johnny, Megavan then, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. And Bonbon, Megavan then, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. How are we all doing? I'll say I don't really need to do a spiel, do I guess? Because you all already know me. I know that much. I mean, I can if you want. I'm Narelon Starfire. He, him. I stream Minecraft on it. Lawtrek, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much for giving 5 subs. That's really, really generous. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's brilliant. That's the first time I'm just gonna play it's gonna play that 5 times, isn't it? Because I've set up nothing well. Yeah, the first person to give subs. Thank you, Lawtrek. I really appreciate that. That's very kind. Very kind of you. Thank you. Well, what a turn up for books this is. Thank you, everybody. May I say this is looking fancy? Thank you, Just Johnny. I appreciate that. I have to sort it out so it doesn't do it 5 times in future, I know. There's a future. Should do it once more. Nah, I miscounted. Alright, that's fine. There we go. I spoke too soon. There we are. Yeah, I've not really got everything set up super well yet. But yeah, thank you again, Lawtrek. That's brilliant. Very kind of you. But yeah, I've not got everything like set up as I would want it yet. But it's, here we are. I'm a new affiliate, so it's all quite new to me. But yeah, how are you all doing? Should I do a spiel? I do Minecraft and
Go for it.
I do Lawtrek, thank you so much for giving Kira a tier 2 sub. Thank you, Lawtrek. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate that. That's brilliant. Thank you. But yeah, if this were it's a raid, so I should treat it as a raid, shouldn't I? Hold on. Loomis is asleep. That's very kind of you, Lawtrek. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm Narelon Starfire. He, him. I stream Minecraft on a Tuesday and I paint some models on a Sunday. That's what we're doing. With me is Loomis of Phelan, ZZem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in.
I was so distracted I forgot to introduce Loomis as friend of the channel, like I always do. Like it's some kind of like tacky local radio or working men's club. But that's the vibe I always want to go for.
Local workings men's club is the vibe we all aim for.
That's it. I mean, Husker's being mildly Britophobic, but I'll allow it. I'll allow. Oi, what's all this then? Oh, and he is gifting me subs, innit? I'll allow it. Like for now. Thank you for the shock, Kiro. You know, I know you're stand with us against Britophobia, wherever it appears. Thank you. Yeah, I'm completely thrown off. But yeah, like working men's club. Like if you're not from Northern England, I don't know if they have them anywhere else. But just imagine like a local like place for like a pub, but you also have like social events and darts matches and dominoes and other things like that. And imagine that the like events are always hosted by a compere who's got like a cigarette in one hand that they're holding the mic with, right? They've got a cigarette and the mic in one hand, like a pint in the other. They're already 3 sheets to wind. They're like, you know, things haven't maybe worked out in life how they would have hoped. But then they compare in the event with, you know, how's everybody doing? How's everyone tonight? Like, just imagine that vibe. That's kind of what I'm going for. And Kira says, just say no to Britophobia. Thank you, Kira. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got to stand up against Britophobia. Several parts of Britain are not that bad.
There are at least single figures of Britons who aren't bad. Like at least. Sorry, I just love the emote that Lawtrex used for showing Kira standing against Britophobia is the pauses. If you're familiar with Kira's stream, there's like a pauses noise that goes with it, where you kind of mime the pauses and go and that's exactly what I'm hearing right now. Oh, that's my own rendition. It's not as good as the original, but I see you got a picture. For every cell stoking the fires of Britophobia, there's a Nair trying to reform our image. That's exactly right. I'm doing what I can, Lawtrek. I'm doing what I can.
Back in the day, the working men's club is where you'd go for your bingo as well. Now it's all big corporate bingo halls, digital events, and all this. You know, it's just not the same.
No. What you need, of course, is that. I mean, have you ever been? I don't know if you've ever been to like a working men's club on bingo night.
Yeah.
Because in my hidden youth, when I used to be involved with a certain local church, we used to go at Christmas and sing carols. Working men's clubs and pubs in the area, and you'd get to one that was like a proper working men's club. So like you had to like sign in when you went, because members only. And you'd get there at the door and there'd be someone be like, "You can't come in yet. Bingo's on. You can wait it back." And in the main room, in the main function room, you'd have the bingo and somebody in like a sparkly suit. Yeah, like a suit with like a sparkly jacket. Like a silver jacket, doing the 2 little ducks, 22, and all that. It's a thing. Oh, it's like a haze of smoke, because everybody's smoking.
Yeah.
Awful places. I can see why they've gone out of business. Don't miss them in the slightest. But yeah. There we go. Sorry, I think you probably... I was saying something and I've been running my mouth.
I was just going to say I went to a bingo night at the local working men's club a few times with my mum and dad when I was little.
Yeah. They didn't make you wait outside with a bag of crisps and a bottle of pop then?
They didn't make me, but usually I get pretty sick of being in there pretty fast and would want to go do something else.
Yeah. Bromman says, sounds like the Legion around my parts. We have, like, they're not as common, but they do exist as well. I always like, just like hanging out with some friends when I was at uni, and they were at a place not that far away from him, not that far away, but and his mate were just like, I know, shall we go and have a pint at Legion? And he just sounded thoroughly unappealing. Like, no, I don't want to have a pint in Legion, actually. Sounds horrible. I knew a guy that did those bingo announcing things. He had to learn so many of those fucking phrases, and they were stuck in his brain. None of them ever made any sense either. I actually went to uni with a bingo caller. Like over the course of the 3 years, doing the history degree, he actually graduated from like cashier to bingo caller, and he had to he got a shift straight after one of his exams. Then he'd come in his suit with like a pink shirt. He worked for like Mecca Bingo, so it wasn't like a working men's club. But yeah, he's like, I've got to work after this. I've not got time. He was very embarrassed. But yeah, he was very keen that they don't do the phrases anymore. Like he really made that point many times. He's like, we don't do that anymore. It's all serious business.
That's like the only reason to play bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
If you're not going to do the phrases, give me a slot machine and save me 29 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Just like two little ducks, 22. Okay, I can see 22 as two little ducks. I'm not going to say the misogynistic one, which is 88, I think. But I can't remember the rest of them. I don't even know why I know them at all. But yeah, just you can lose your money in other ways, can't you? If you're not doing that.
Yeah.
You're not doing the phrase. It's like you say, it's proper serious business now and all, isn't it? Oh yes, and by the way, I never thanked you them for doing the shout out. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, there's a bingo hall across from my library.
Oh.
And they come in a couple of times a week to get the sheets for the week photocopied.
Yeah.
And I've learned more about bingo than I maybe wanted to know. Like it's all collaborative bingo these days. Linked bingo.
What's that?
So like a bunch of bingo halls around the country will link up and do a simultaneous bingo game with combined pay-ins and combined prizes, which lets them offer like a prize 50 times the size of what a bingo hall could offer on its own.
Get you.
So that's like the high stakes bingo.
Oh, that feels wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bingo feels like the sort of thing you do with the money you've got spare at end of week.
Yeah. Like I presume that your odds of winning are reduced by the same amount that the prize money goes up by. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for the real addicts.
Then when you have like 8 cards that you're doing all at once.
Yeah. You got like 0.0001% chance of winning, but the jackpot is big.
Yeah. Yeah, when I were away last week, went to Scarborough and Whitby a couple of days. Went to Whitby twice actually because we like Whitby. And we couldn't go too far once we got father with us because of his health and whatever. But like when you go in there and there's like people chucking who knows how much money away on 2p machines. I feel like the whole thing's like so exploitative into like the whole industry. It's like even on like an arcade, on 2p machines. It's a real shame. Hello. Oh, excuse me. Hi. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, no. Excuse me. Which one of these pumpkins, please? There we go. Thank you. There we go. There we are. Sorted. I mean, I like 2p machines, but yeah, you see people chucking a lot of money on.
Yeah.
Didn't get any good prizes this year though on the 2ps. And I can only get a prize. Well, that year when I got 6 prizes, which is quite fun.
You use the phrase "good prizes," which because certainly there are prizes.
Yeah, are there good prizes on the 2p machine? I mean, I once got a knockoff Pokemon card, so Make of that what you will. That is true, by the way. I did once get knockoff Pokemon cards. I didn't know it would knock off when I won it. I won it from Milford Haven. With a pier at Milford Haven.
Yeah.
Which is in Wales, in South Wales. It was a fun holiday, but yeah, I always remember. I mean, Milford Haven is it's super dark out. Milford Haven's one of those towns where everything's gone wrong for them. Just everything.
I feel like you get that vibe just from the name.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But yeah, like they built a huge pier because it's like a deep water port, so they could have the transatlantic liners.
Yeah.
And like one came, and they never had any repeat visits. Yes. Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's just everything's gone wrong. But yeah, they got a pier, and I went on 2 P machines and won a Pokemon card. I think it was a Voltorb, if my memory don't fail me. And I was thrilled.
Yeah.
I thought it was great that I won this Voltorb. Then I got it out, and it was fake. You can just about see through it. I mean, I kept the thing, but about as fake as you could get. I got £3 out of a 2 P machine once. Oh, very nice. That's very good logic. Like, I can normally get like pence back, but never £3. That's a rate haul. I think my best prize was like six rubbers. I got 5 or 6 rubbers that were like shaped like the Avengers. How many Avengers are there? Too many. But Cassie, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate that. Hi Raiders, welcome on in. How was your stream, Cassie? Hope it went well. Thank you so much for the raid. I do really appreciate it. Hi, Cassie Raiders. I am. Sorry, I got distracted because the chat moved and it spooked me. Hi, I'm the Narelon Starfire. He, him. I do some streaming, stream Minecraft on a Tuesday and do some painting on a Sunday. And with me is Loomis of Phelan, ZZM.
Hi Cassie, welcome in Raiders.
Yeah, thank you everybody. How was your stream, Cassie? What were you doing today? I know you've been playing Red Alert 3. Are you still playing Red Alert 3? Which is the one I've not finished. I finished the other Red Alerts for the Soviets, obviously. But I've never finished Red Alert 3. It was indeed Red Alert 3. Okay, very nice. How did it go? We had a good time. Oh, Loomis is a little quiet compared to... Thank you. Kira, let me have a look at that. Let me see if I can.
My mic is a little far away, actually.
Okay.
I don't know if that's any better.
I'm not. I'll boost you up anyway. And then people can get mad that you're too loud. Okay, is that any better, everybody? Please talk, Loomis. Say lots of interesting things quickly.
No,
you've ruined it. You ruined it for everybody. Hello, Gwen. Little better. Let me put you up to 150%. It's a bit better, but Loomis is still quiet. Okay, that's 100. I mean, I can just keep boosting Loomis. We've got room for maneuver. But thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that. So I appreciate that. Thank you. A little quiet to be. Sorry. Go on.
I had so many things to say until you told me to say something.
Yeah, 150%. Yeah, maybe it's just that I am loud. Because there's a whole spiel there. I'll just catch up on chat. A little quiet, to be honest, but communism won. We Soviets crushed the pathetic empire of the Rising Sun and the Allied dogs. Very nice, Cassie. That's what we want to hear. We can avoid places that are corrupted by capitalism. And as I say, hello, Gwen. So
The issue is that I'm having to communicate, through a microphone, whereas in your case, the rumbling of your voice is just naturally carrying that distance to their homes.
just the infrasound.
Yeah.
I do actually have that problem with the mic though, that my voice reverberates off the room I'm in. So I have to have it like right in front of my face, otherwise it picks up all the echoes. Yeah, if necessary, we can boost you more. That's no issue.
Ooh, on the topic of the legendary fake Voltorb card.
Oh yeah, sorry. There was a comment from Lotrek, wasn't there? Hold on.
Yeah.
Where am I? I've lost it. Frame it. The legendary fake Voltorb, spoils of war, and proof that even a lowly brick can snatch sweet Pokemon card victory from the iron grips of the 2P machine.
See, I'm going to call this out as karma because I remember back in the day when we used to have Pokemon matches against each other. You once showed up with a level 130 Electric.
I did. You. I'd never got past your first Pokemon. It was a water type, I believe. So
yeah, my Blastoise.
So I prepared. I went away and I grinded. I ground. Whatever that is, that's what I did.
Grunt.
I grunt until I could get a Voltorb powerful enough.
To level 130,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I still lost that match, right? Like the rest of your team just beat me. But I claim a moral victory.
Yeah.
Streaming through the power of telepathy. Exactly. It's the only way to stream. The famous Tin Quarry line wasn't in the Soviet campaign, so I might have to carry on with Red Alert 3 or I might move on, not sure yet. Yeah, I only... Sorry,
that's Red Alert 2. That's in the expansion to Red Alert 2.
Which one?
The famous line.
What, the space?
Yeah.
I thought that was in Red Alert 3 because that's where Tim Curry plays the Soviet premier, doesn't he?
I'm sure it's in... Is it not? Are you sure?
Yeah, and Cassie says that's best of 3.
Because there's a space mission in 2. I thought
it was in the introduction to that.
I mean, I don't know. I know it's Tim Curry. That's the only thing I know of. I never actually played that far through Red Alert 3. I did it a bit, and I don't know. I never got on with it as much as I did with... I mean, the first one I absolutely loved. 2 was like a better game in a lot of ways, I think. But I just really love Red Alert, the original. It's just a lot of fun. It's the most realistic of them, right? Even though it's still nonsense.
Let me look.
Yeah, just check. Tim Curry isn't on the Red Alert 2 cast list, says Cassie. Thank you, Cassie.
Oh, I must be losing my marbles then. I was sure it was the intro to the moon mission in the Red Alert 2 expansion.
Oh. I think is it the...
Okay, sorry about that then. I'm completely wrong.
That's alright. Can't all be right all the time. Easy. I'm convinced I'm gonna just like run out of glass and just fall off the end, and not realise it because I'm placing all these blocks backwards. Yeah, I only played 2, and I think it's in the Allied campaign in 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Is that like your loss video for the Soviets in 3? And that's why he's fleeing to the one place not corrupted. Oh, by the way, have you ever seen the Arch? The one place not corrupted by capitalism. So I'm not playing it. I know it's got Judge Takei in it as well, isn't it? 3. Doesn't he play the Japanese Emperor? Which is frankly fantastic. Yep. Oh, it's quite fun to just run along in the tracks that are built so far for a transport tube. I was Kira was doing like a little bonus Discord stream earlier, and I was talking about the infamous railway line, the Tonsfield line, that I spent 4 months building. We just don't use it. Like, I mean, have we used it since? Like once, maybe. Just don't use it anymore. In the Japanese campaign, the American president turns out to be a robot. Oh, that's fantastic. That's what I want. It's just the right amount of utter nonsense. They've gone like escalating nonsense, haven't they, in the Red Alert games?
Yeah.
Which I do like. Is it dawn? Or is it dusk? It's dawn, isn't it?
Yeah, sun's rising.
Sand. Yeah, Takei gives a wonderfully hammy performance. Not quite Tim Curry level, but that's a tall task for anyone not named Tim Curry. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's so hammy, isn't he, Tim Curry in Red Alert 3. It's fantastic. How much sand am I allowed to take for this project?
As much as you need, I guess.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go and cook some more. I mean. Like, I'm not gonna take all on it. Although we can just like dig out the bottom of the lake, I guess. Like go and like wreck. We can go and wreck the coast up by Stars on Sea again. Oh, we've done that before. like I know I tried to like recover it and like restore the ecology there, but like we can just ruin it again. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it can be recovered proves that we can do it again. There's nothing to worry about with saving the environment. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's kind of wild that the time travel is the least ridiculous thing in the Red Alert series. True, it is. It's like, oh yeah, there's also time travel. Because that's like the foundation of it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, the time travel's the opening cutscene. That's the invention of time travel is literally where their universe diverges from ours.
That's true. I'll say, Cassie said, "Gonna lurk for a little while I get food, do some chores, and try to set up a Discord, so I don't have to individually message people to get them to come watch." Fair enough, Cassie. Thank you for the lurk, and thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Later, Cassie.
That's the end of it. And yeah, loved rewatching Muppet Treasure Island recently. That was gold. Yeah, I can't remember if I've seen Muppet Treasure Island. Like I've seen a lot of the Muppet films, but maybe it's just a long time ago. I can't remember. No problem. Seeing a bit of great stuff, Cassie. All right, so I've set 3 stacks worth cooking. We watched in excuse me, please, sir. Thank you. In Curious Discord the other week, we watched Clue, which is the film based on the game Cluedo. It's a ride.
Yeah.
It's a ride. But it's Tim Curry is exactly what you'd want Tim Curry to be in something like that. Like, he's just Tim Curry again. It's exactly what you're thinking, and it's fantastic. Tim Curry is brilliant in it. He's basically a Muppet himself. I can imagine that, yeah. Because they're all like kind of caricatures and larger than life characters, aren't they? And that is Tim Curry, so well, that makes sense. It's that's brilliant. Yeah, Clue's set in the 50s? Yeah, set in the 50s. About like a murder taking place at a big house. Your typical setup for like murder mysteries and stuff. And it's pretty fun. Yeah, a murder happens. Anybody could have done it. How do you work it out? It's pretty fun. And it's basically all the characters from Cluedo and the objects, etc. are all there.
What was the name of the victim?
Oh, I can't actually remember.
Yeah. I was wondering because there's 2 versions.
Oh, okay. I mean, 2 versions of
In,
the film or 2 versions of the game?
Of the game.
Alright.
In some versions, the victim is Mr. Black. In other versions, it's Mr. Body.
Mr. Body.
That was the version that I had.
Okay. See, I couldn't remember, but as soon as you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's Mr. Body. Yeah, Mr. Body. Excuse me. Sorry. Where's the... Excuse me. I had somebody refresh their stock. I need to find them and buy more glass. There we go, thank you. Yeah, Tim Curry plays the butler. I can't remember. I remember there was like Colonel Mustard and then something. I don't think there's a Reverend Green though. I think it's somebody else. They've moved some stuff around.
Yeah. I think they did that in the later versions of the game as well.
Okay. That makes sense. Because it's originally British, right? And then they released like an American version called Clue.
Yeah.
You know, it took me distressingly long to realise that Cluedo is a pun on judo. I'm not willing to have my out on that too.
Yeah, I think it's Mr. Body in Cluedo and Mr. Black in Clue.
Ah, okay. Okay. But I think he's in one of those where they've like changed stuff over the years anyway. Like, tweaked
Yeah, I
things
think
and-
so.
Yeah. It's been around a long time.
I don't think Green is a reverend anymore.
Been defrocked, has he?
Yeah. I do prefer the idea that it's the same person, he's just not a reverend anymore.
I mean, that does raise the question: was he defrocked, or has he just like lost his faith? It turns out there's no scientific evidence for any of it.
Look, having been present at so many murders, I shake anybody's face.
I mean, understandable. Hold on. I did like your arch, by the way.
Thank you.
Because I'm like being silly and building all this stuff. It is quite nice to see. Like, can I just line my set up? There you go. I mean, from this height, you can't quite line up with the gate because the angle of the high hay. If I, that's great. Got a nice line to the keep too. I've said it before, but I really like board games where you do like the knockoff versions. You know, like when you're in like a cheap shop or something,
Yeah.
and they've got like Warship and 4 in a row. Don't let the blocks fall. Or whatever it is. Oh, my favourite, just for the existential crisis. Who am I? Like it's guess who, but who am I? Don't die.
Wish I hadn't just taken a drink right before you said that.
There's this like shop in Wells next to sea that me mum and my godmother used to love going in when we've been on holiday down there. And I mean, this spent too long in there. You get dragged in. But it's got like loads and loads of these like knockoff board games. And that's where I saw like, who am I? Fantastic. Assuming that they've changed it now so there's not only like 2 women in the game, and thereby if you draw a woman, you know you're basically going to lose. I played that game so much. Oh, what's it called? Like, I mean, Ludo is just a Latin word for like I play, right? So you can call it Ludo. But there's what's the game called? It's Frustration. And they called that something like Puppet. Which like I think that loses the meaning. Because it is what you do.
I'm pretty sure we had Puppet at my grand's house.
Did you?
Yeah.
Not even buying the official it's like Parker Brothers Frustration. I said we had Frustration. My mum used to love playing that with us. We had like a proper like old fashioned Ludo set at my grandma's house. Grandma and granddad's. I mean, Frustration is just Ludo, isn't it? I'm gonna have to like change the path in our ring because we can't go up and down if it's a canal. Sorry, got my hand over my mouth. We can't go up and down if it's a canal, can we?
Not easily. I think I've mentioned that I can theoretically set up a redstone log, but it would be best to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah, so I've tried to keep it on the level so far.
Yeah, good to know that you're not like embezzling funds or anything.
Did you know when they were building the Transcontinental Railroad in the US, the Union Pacific was going from the east, the California Pacific, was it? It was coming from the west. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I know one of them mostly used former slaves former African American slaves, and the other mostly used indentured Chinese workers. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. But anyway, the fellow who was in charge of the Union Pacific was a man called Doc Durant. I don't know if he was actually got like a doctorate in anything, but that's what they called him. And he deliberately made the route bad, so because he got paid per mile of track that they laid, so he deliberately made it like really wavy, so they get more money out on it. Like instead of like going like a straight line across, say, an open plain, they do it with like a lot of like weaving left and right, so it made up more mileage. Now, if you know anything about, sorry, go on.
So those routes are mostly still followed, so we like ruin things for generations to come.
Yeah, like I think in the average rail speed on that was like 20 miles an hour, which is very low for a railway line. But yeah, absolutely, just like pointless. And that, if you know anything about trains, that's a horrendous way to build a railway.
Yeah.
Like you do not want the track to be weaving leather and yarn. Straight lines. So, yeah. I think we've done about half of the track, I mean, I say half of the track, like half of the physical, like bottom half of the track. To make it a transport tube, we've got to like double it, obviously. Future of a transport tube. Are we getting there? I mean, we do need the rest of it. Otherwise it's not a transport tube. But theoretically we could operate it while it's only like half built. What did I come in here for? I don't need to come in here. I want to...
How are we gonna do like 360s over the top of the tube if it's not complete?
Well, that's true. We do need to do that. So I'm not embezzling any funds. I've not built it needlessly circuitous. I've not got any deals with villagers where I get a kickback for how much glass we buy. Even though I am, in fact, buying a lot of glass. But I'm not got any deals. It's thunder and lightning out by me. Ooh, I like thunder and lightning. As a kid, I was really scared on it. But I love it now.
Yeah, same.
One cares. But yeah, I do like it. See, my grandma were absolutely terrified. Like all of her siblings were terrified. Like her mum were terrified. The whole family. And I mean, my dad used to joke that it because given where we're from, the town that you're from, Lewis, is obviously where they're from.
Yeah.
That they probably just thought Thor was angry. Which I mean,
Yeah.
I'm out of emeralds. I've spent all the money. I've not spent all the money. There's loads left. Because of our exploitative labour practices. I've still got a hoard of wealth. I was so scared of lightning as a kid I would get into a wetsuit because I thought the rubber would insulate me or something if I got hit by lightning. Oh, poor child husker. Oh wait, no, we have got more emeralds than I thought. Hold on, that's a lie. I'm richer than I thought I was. Oh, what a problem to have. But yeah, so I kind of said this thing is like, oh, it's the thing my grandma used to do. And it turned out like lots of people were like, yeah, my grandma used to do that as well. So I don't know if like this applies to people around you, Oscar. But they used to hide metallic objects if there was a storm. Like if there's thunder and lightning, maybe some of your family did, Lewis, I don't know. Like put your knives and forks away, anything shiny. Cover up your mirror so that it doesn't draw in a thunderbolt.
Yeah. Don't stand too close to the windows.
Yeah, that's it. And of course you can always open the front and back doors so it can pass through your house. I mean, don't do any of that. It don't make a difference. But yeah, that's what they used to do.
That feels up more like something you do. I don't know. Maybe this is appropriate. Something you do to deal with the fairies.
Yeah, I mean, what understanding of lightning they had, I don't know, or electricity.
Open the front and back doors because it's impolite not to let them come in, but you also want them to leave shortly after.
That makes perfect sense. I'll go and hide my spoons. You need to, Oscar. I mean, if there's a storm, you don't want to get, you don't want to draw it in. Again, that sounds very dealing with the Fae, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, well, I'll give you a story about how terrified. So my grandma, as I say, was terrified, and there was a big storm one night, and like woke them up, my grandma and granddad. This is on my mum's side, all of these, and have I put the I've got the thing. And my granddad got up because he woke up by it. He went to the toilet, and my grandma got off at bed and hid, like, because she was frightened. She hid at the bottom of the bed, and my granddad came in, of course, pitch black. He not put light on her, and just tripped straight his length over her, bodily over. And apparently, like he used to swear a lot, but he was always like, bloody or buggy. Like, it was like relatively mild. But apparently, that was the only time anyone in the family heard him say, "What the fucking hell are you doing down there?" Yeah, he was not very pleased. Well, that's true. But apparently, so that's what my grandma used to say. But her grandma was like used to stand in the doorway and watch it. Like she used to stand in the open door and watch the storms. And when they were because all the rest of the family were terrified, of course, she used to say, "What are you frightened for? There's nothing wrong with it." And there you go. That's like the memory that my grandma had of her grandma, was standing in the doorway in this like high-necked, floor-length black dress. That they used to wear in like the Edwardian era. Like kind of like framed by the door, watching the lightning.
Cackling madly as the lightning flashes behind her, briefly illuminating her silhouette.
I mean, it sounds like that, doesn't it? It does sound like that. I should, like I've talked before about the family secret, is that she was not in fact married to the man she had kids with.
Scandalous.
Yeah, that's not the main bit. The main bit is that they already had the same surname. Ooh. Yeah. They were related. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. True story. My dad found that out when we were doing the genealogy stuff. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to be able to follow the original route, really. And I'm going to try and keep it a little bit straight. But then I'm going to have to deviate a little bit. Because this is getting silly. But I can't go there. Oh, maybe I can go there instead. Like, I'm not cut close to the front of the hospital like I did before. But maybe I should have done. I just think fewer turns is easier when we're in a boat.
Yeah.
I'm still going to put in turns in, but I think like fewer is better. But I also don't want to run it over the dead centre of the village. That feels obnoxious even by my standards.
See, I was about to say that maybe, whereas you might.
It's okay, I fell off camera.
Whereas the injured might take a train, and perhaps the injured shouldn't be in a pneumatic tube. But then again, I realized that, like, no, the thing that suits this vibe more than anything is sending sick people to the hospital in a pneumatic tube. That's exactly how this whole thing works. That's the iconic image for this setting.
Yeah. You're not very well in your get. So, Yeah, it's also I can't just like relay it like you can with stone, obviously, because it's made of glass. It's currently really unsupported as well. Like I'll put supports in, but it looks horrifying at the minute.
So I'm just struck by the mental image of hiding your spoons from the Fae. This whole sequence where they're where we're substituting fairies for lightning. You gotta open the front door and the back door so they come in but also leave, and hide your spoons because they'll nick them on the way through.
Okay, I like that. Why are you covering your mirrors? That's the next.
Maybe they'll nick those too. And anything shiny they'll just walk off with.
Oh yeah. So you gotta
Just-
cover.
Just this parade of fairies walking through your house, snatching up anything shiny that comes within arm's reach as they troop out through the back door.
Okay, I love that image. It's like, oh no, they've had the spoons again. We can't afford to keep buying new ones. Am I in a line here? I think so. There we go.
Lobelia Baggins, half Fae.
I was just thinking about the spoons.
Yeah.
The
Somehow I knew you would be.
Yeah, that's quite predictable. To the Beely Baggins for a very own.
Yeah.
Labeled in a case of spoons. If you don't know what I'm on about, because you're not a Lord of the Rings fan. In the book Lord of the Rings, not in the film. They omitted it from the films, which is a shame. In the book, when Bilbo has his big going away party, he leaves a load of presents behind for people to collect afterwards, and they're all like really sarcastic and unpleasant. Like there's a I mean I don't know if the term speciesist, but there's a cattiness to it, which is very pleasing. Like he's very arch. That's better. He's very arch about it, and like they're all just like snarky comments on all these presents. Like because he always believed that his cousin, is he cousin? Is she his cousin, Lobelia?
I think so.
Because he always believed that his cousin had. Sorry, go on.
I think she's his his cousin-in-law or something. I think she married into the Bagginses.
Oh, she's the Sackville, right? Like the Sackville
Yeah.
Baggins, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always believed that she'd pinched his spoons when he was declared legally dead after a previous adventure.
Yeah.
So he gives her some spoons when he leaves, with the note for her very own.
Yeah.
I like
She inherited them, and then when he turned out not to be dead, did not give most of them back.
Yeah, that's it. Like it's he gives someone a bookshelf who was known for borrowing books and not returning them.
Yeah.
It's like for your collection or something like that. He gives someone like pen and paper who was always writing unwanted letters of advice, etc. Oh, I forgot the best bit is the thing it says about Lobelia with the spoons. She took the point. She also took the spoons.
Yeah.
That's great dialogue. Well, it's not even dialogue. We know what I mean.
Yeah.
Writing.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to get like aggressive social climber vibes from her.
Yeah.
That, like she married into the super wealthy family and then started trying to steal from and discredit the wealthier members of that family.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I don't want to like spoil the book for anyone, but I like how her character develops by the end of The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I'm also quite pleased about how hideous this thing is. Like, it's a glass tube, which is quite pretty, but I'm just like carving across the middle of the village.
Yeah.
Just these huge like swathes of glass, big stone supports.
I can't quite put together the significance in my mind, but somehow the for her very own, the phrasing of it feels like it fits with the fairy thing as well.
Okay. Oh, you mean like the will you give me your name, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know how it fits, but somehow I feel like by gifting her spoons, you're compelling her not to steal yours.
Discord is a fascinating place. Someone in a sci-fi fantasy nerd server I'm in is asking for advice on how to avoid being drafted into the Lithuanian military. That's like specific knowledge as well.
Suggest to them that they talk to the recruiter at great length about their love for War Thunder.
Oh, that's a good plan. I like that. Where right into that, Imogen. That's I don't remember seeing like yonks ago a post about like Reddit, like different Reddits related to tobacco, and it was like how they very clearly cater to like different groups of Redditors. And I think it said like was it R cigarettes was all like Russian students complaining about how much studying they've got to do. Was it R cigars was all middle-aged men complaining about their taxes, and I can't remember, there's an American term for it. I can't think where it is. It's chewing backer. Yeah, chewing backer is horrible stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember what they call it. Is it dip or is that something else? I can't remember. Anyway, chewing backer, and it said it were all things like one of my Marine Patrol got killed this week. Take a good chew for him, brothers. Just, I love the incongruity.
Yeah.
Like, I lost someone close to me. Everyone chew some backer in his memory. That's a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Imogen says, "Lol, I love that." I thought you would, Imogen. I thought you'd appreciate Loomis's War Thunder advice. I love War Thunder, you know. Play it all the time.
Best thing about it is how accurate it is, and really, if there was anything I could do to help improve on that accuracy, like I'd be there.
I just love that people are like leaking like high grade military secrets, you know, just like one up each other at War Thunder. This is a thing of beauty.
Like playing War Thunder is now actually considered to be a background risk.
Yeah.
For joining the US military.
Oh, that's fantastic. Likely start leaking military secrets. Also, if you're thinking about like engineering projects in real life, you can do them like I'm doing them now, which, as you'll see, occasionally involves me looking in the direction that I'm going, squinting slightly, and deciding that that's the angle I need to be at. And that's how real engineers design civic engineering projects. Just vibes. There we go. Have you sorry, this is like a niche thing. Have you heard, Loomis, about the latest thing that people are mad at for about 40k? Is that which one?
Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down.
It's not the loaded dice in the toilet scandal, if you're interested.
I mean, to be fair, like, I don't think you can be mad at GW for that because they did handle it. They investigated, they stripped the guy of his title.
Yeah, that was very funny though. It was very funny. Yeah, it's GW are retiring some of the Space Marine units. Which I mean, like we've all seen coming, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like it's you know, like some of them now have a Primaris equivalent. Some of them they've said just use the models as the Primaris ones, lol. Which is actually quite fair, really. Saying, just you can still use them as. I've gone wrong. Just use them as account size if you want. Which is that's pretty good.
I don't know, because they're two different things.
Yeah, it's kind of the issue.
Explicitly different things. I mean, if you're into the hobby from like a role-playing cares about lore perspective, I can see how that would be aggravating.
Yeah. But and the rest of them, they've all still got rules anyway. Either they're just not doing the models anymore, or the rules have gone over to Legends, which means you can't use them at tournaments, but they're otherwise still legit.
Okay.
But it's
is it that they're retiring? Sorry, maybe I misunderstood that. I thought they were saying to use. Are they saying to use your existing Space Marines as Primaris Marines, or are they saying buy Primaris Marines and use them as Space Marines?
Use your existing now retired Space Marines as their Primaris equivalents.
Yeah.
They use it as accounts as.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the kits they're retiring are the Scouts, who are hideous and should have been retired long ago. Models are atrocious. Scouts with sniper rifles. The bikes and attack bikes that were made in the 90s. I've got some, by the way. I like them, but have they not aged well. And the Stalker and Hunter, which is it's a 2-tank kit. They're both anti-aircraft guns. And it's the one that you didn't know existed when we were talking about it the other week.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't think Space Marines have any AA guns. I was like, well, actually. But yeah, nobody remembered they existed. That was the thing. It's like, nobody's used them since they were introduced in 2013. Because they're not very good.
Yeah.
They don't really serve a purpose. But yeah, that's what they're retiring. Oh, and they're retiring the Librarian as well. Which is fine. Like I said, nice model where it's horrendous to paint.
No, that's fine because the Librarian is retiring them. Sounds like I got out just in time if they're continuing down the replace Space Marines with Primaris path.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were always going to do it. They've just done it really, really slowly.
Yeah.
No, there's been a few kits retired already. Oh, and the Command Squad, but who has them really? But yeah, I mean, I've seen the writing on the wall for 6 years. So
Yeah.
there's some people really. So some people are like, finally. There's already 100 models in the Space Marine, 100 kits in the Space Marine range. Thin it down. And there's other people who are going, no, you can't do this to me. Including someone's like, I just bought an entire army of them. I'm like, I don't think you bought an entire army of Scouts. That you might have done, but I doubt it somehow. Land Speeders. They are actually fully retiring the Land Speeder. It's got Legends rules, but the Land Speeder itself is retiring. But again, that was introduced in 1998.
Yeah.
And there's a Primaris one. It's hideous. And but it's also got Brother Tinnitus. So,
Yeah.
if you're not familiar with Brother Tinnitus, it's got a three Marine crew. And 2 of them sat at the front, one driving, one man in the front gun. And then it's got a heavy weapons mounted at the back. Because it's upgunned, which I mean, sure. Job, fine. And his head is directly between the 2 guns at the rear. And sure, he's a Space Marine, so they're resistant to loud noises, aren't they? And he's got his helmet on, which, whatever. But yeah, people call him Brother Tinnitus. Which I find way funnier than I should. It's not that funny, and I'm still like, Brother Tinnitus.
To be fair, those suits are vacuum rated, so you can literally just switch off the sound.
Yeah, that is true actually. And it's long, so cannon and all that Space Marines are immune to loud noises. And like you say, just turn off the speakers. Or the
Yeah.
receptors. Someone used it as proof that 40k is still a satire. Because nobody would ever design that seriously. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, it kind of mixed feelings. Because on the one hand, like, I get it. Yeah, I get why people would be mad if they really like those kits or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've already bambooed, I see.
Oh yeah, I've just been.
Oh, thank you. I didn't realize. I didn't notice the time dilation. But like I say,
think you have to be quite close for it to affect you.
okay, that makes sense. But like on the other hand, it's like the kits are old, aren't they?
Yeah.
They look pretty goofy.
Well,
Some of them, like the bikes.
yeah, but I mean, if they were announcing this cancellation with we're also going to be making new kits of these. I mean, there'd still be a few people grumbling, but the general complaint would be significantly less.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
it's not retiring old, outdated kits. That's the issue here. It's retiring the most well-known and beloved army in the setting for a more easily copywritten replacement.
True. Better proportioned models though. And they've slowly been like drawing the two together.
Yeah.
The Space Marines and Primaris Marines. Like slowly they've made them less and less distinguishable. There's a pig in the pumpkin field. How did that even get here? But anyway, just be a Xenos player and don't have your kits updated for 30 years.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I actually saw some of the old Eldar Guardians on sale in Scarborough?
Yeah.
Just like the kit from 98. 99, sorry. I was really tempted to buy. I had this moment of like, oh, I should buy them because you don't get them anymore. I was like, no. For starters, I've already got some. Which is like, I don't need to get any. And secondly, they're not very good. Like, they were good for the time, but the years have not been kind. The faces in particular look, they look something.
Yeah.
Because the new ones look really, really good. They're the ones where I said they'd got an otherworldly look, and you went, well, they are literally otherworldly.
Yeah.
Which is true. Oh, I've had a text. Hold on. I don't know why I just like brought up my menu as though that did anything. Just I can't pause it. Yeah, it's Jimmy, man. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. How about you? Sorry, we were going to say something and then I interrupted you. And then I interrupted you again to ask you if you were going to say something.
Yeah. So mostly I'm making the rumbling noise that I do as I put thoughts together in my head
Sure.
before I say something.
Indicating that it's time for you to speak.
From the army building perspective, and I think one of the things we talked about before is I think that's one of the big appeals of the Space Marines. That you've got what a standard Space Marine army looks like, and you can build towards that with your own variation of suiting your chapter, etc. Removing scouts from the equations actually does have a big effect on that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a scout company, and lore-wise, all Space Marines start out as scouts.
True.
But if you're wanting to build your chapter with the goal of having an entire chapter, you cannot do that without scouts.
That's true.
Most other things you could get rid of.
Yeah. I believe, well, it's not confirmed, but I believe that scouts are being replaced.
Yeah.
Like there is a new kit coming. Basically, there was a global campaign for the release of 10th edition. Because the start set was Space Marines and Tyranids and included a code that you could use to enter the results of your game. On the Space Marine or Tyranid side. And whoever won would dictate like what releases were released first. And the Tyranids won. So we got Tyranid releases. And it is said... Stop stealing my things! This villager's stealing my things. Stop it. Stop. Stop it. One of the releases is Scouts. Stop it. Stop following me around. Sorry, I'm being robbed.
Are there Primaris Scouts yet?
No, not yet.
So the new Scouts are totally going to be Primaris Scouts, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Frezzo, hi, and also thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope Tuesday's treating you as well as it can. But yeah, Primaris don't have Scouts yet, so it's going to be Primaris Scouts. Some people pointed out that the Black Templars, Neophytes, Initiates, Neophytes, are already basically what the Scouts will look like, so. And they're Primarisified. They've got horrendous haircuts, it's brilliant. They're like bowl cuts. Beautiful. But yeah, so that was the latest 40k drama.
Yeah.
Some people, of course, were real mad about it. I mean, I could be wrong, but if you were coming into 40k in 10th edition, you know,
I was trying to come into 40k.
Well, that's true. Would you buy an army of 20-odd-year-old models? Maybe you don't know the 20-odd-year-old. Maybe you can't tell that they're good. Fair enough. I just wonder. Like, certainly there were people who were saying that they were existing 40k players and they'd like just started an army of Space Marines and now they were upset about it. But you can still use most of them. I don't know. I think some people are genuinely upset and some people are looking for an excuse to be mad online.
Yeah.
And which is which. Also, some dice were loaded and got chucked down the toilet.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic event. I don't know why I love it so much. I think it's just because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't see me dice. I have flushed them down the toilet.
I mean, that's pretty much an admission of guilt in and of itself.
Yeah. Like, it's not a court of law. They don't have to prove that you cheated.
Yeah.
Just, can we see, your opponent's concerned you might have loaded dice. Can we see your dice? No, they're in the toilet. Yes. That's enough for him to just be like, yeah, okay, you're clearly cheating.
I mean, I think that might even hold up in a court of law.
Yeah.
Like, this is the equivalent of, I don't know, sports star broke into his doctor's office and burned his drug test results.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it actually is, isn't it, as well? That's true. I just thought just there's an elegance to it, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Like the idea of somebody running to the toilet when they're accused of cheating and flushing the dice down the toilet is just... Like, if you wrote it, it'd feel silly. Like, you're a ridiculous flatline. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's the mental image of it.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure the stories are going to get exaggerated about it, but the idea that he ran to the toilet to flush the dice. Like, just have 2 identical sets if you're gonna do it. I mean, don't cheat. How ridiculous do you have to be to cheat at 40k?
Yeah.
But like, surely you'd just have 2 identical sets of dice.
Yeah.
One that were loaded, one weren't, so that you could, if required, you could produce the non-loaded set as proof. I mean,
Yeah.
no, that just seems like a logical thing to do. So yeah. But then again, no, cheating at 40k is...
Yeah.
I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand why people do it. Because they're obsessed with winning. But, it just... yeah. Why would you? I must have victory with my toy soldiers.
And like, you have to be cheating pretty intensely to get called out on it in the first place, right?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
This isn't slipping in a few key rolls. It's like some major fate reroll stuff.
Yeah, it definitely is. Oh. No, rolled 6s again.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean, I always enjoy people getting kind of like caught out a bit or stuff like that. Like the Kroot Conga line. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Somebody trying to gain an advantage in the first round of the game and then being outwitted by somebody being just as silly. But being silly specifically to catch out their silliness.
Yeah.
I'm a Muppet. I have Bluetooth headphones and a mobile. I can listen while doing the things I need to do. Oh, thank you, Cassie. I appreciate that. I appreciate you listening along to me rambling about the Kroot Conga line. Which means like nothing. Except to like a few people. And if you try and explain it and be like, well, you see, in a 5th edition 40k, I mean, no, it's... Like, how do you even explain the Kroot Conga line? Apart from the thing I guess the thing I was trying there, if somebody was being silly to try and like gain an advantage, so someone out-sillied them. I think that's the only way you can explain that.
Yeah.
And they're so mad about being out-sillied, they called the tournament referees over to try and rule in their favour. Even though they, not broken any rules.
Like when you're doing something really that's a beardy. Like then calling out somebody else for also doing something beardy and getting the tournament people involved as though that's not an acceptable thing to do it's a choice, right?
Yeah.
Like you think if they're gonna stop your opponent, they're also gonna stop you, right?
Yeah, exactly that. But I was technically following the rules. So were they.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Great, come here, thank you. We're gonna have talked before about like you encounter beard. Because I know we've talked at length about what is or is not acceptable to do in a tournament, and to what extent you're like trying to win and so on. But the kind of beardiness you see of people like fudging measurements and well, that's not beardiness, that's cheating. But like beardiness and like fudging measurements and all that kind of stuff. It's just come on, you're playing a game. It's a literal game with toy soldiers. Like, what are you doing? H.G. Wells in I can't remember if it was in Small. See, H.G. Wells wrote like war game, right? Is it Small Wars? I can't remember. I think it's called Small Wars. And I can't remember if it's in Small Wars or in an article he wrote about it. He said that it was remarkable to see how generous the measurements of otherwise honest men become. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh. Well, it actually was this distance.
So I had a brief moment where I thought you were going to say that H.G. Wells wrote for wrote some of the Warhammer rules.
I mean, in a kind of like ancestral sense.
Yeah.
But I'd have loved it if he did. You wrote Warhammer First Edition.
With a 40k supplement.
You don't have to be like a couple of 100 years, like 150 or something, won't you? Yeah. Men lying about inches, say it ain't so. Exactly, Cassie.
Yeah.
What a shocking
Yeah,
twist.
but, yeah, for some men, their height is a very difficult issue.
You shouldn't mark somebody who's bow-legged. It's a serious condition. Oh, it's not a serious condition, but I am more likely to get osteoarthritis. So you know, maybe I'll think about that, Lewis. That I'm more. And also, I wear my shoes the wear on my soles of my shoes is in an irregular pattern. So you know, something to think about before you start throwing around your mockery.
See, I would argue that I've never actually mocked somebody for their height. The joke was specifically that it was such a tiny difference in height to make such a huge deal of that. Like the joke was me. Was the attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, like you never came across it anyway serious. I just like to always play it up.
I have retired that line. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done any of those jokes.
It is, that's true. I mean, apart from today.
It's a bit. I mean, that one wasn't aimed at you. That was a completely different joke altogether. That was a subversion of expectations.
Okay, alright, I'll allow it. Like we're supposed to expect it's me, but then actually.
No, that's. I think Cassie's talking about the importance of inches in something else, implying that I think it's that we're actually talking about height.
I know. I wanted to make you have to explain that joke. I wanted to see how close you'd get to saying what Cassie's actually talking about. So yeah. Oh, that's accidentally switched to my bow and nearly shot over the dude.
It's an open stream that anybody can tune into. We can't rule out the possibility that we're in polite company.
I mean that's true. I didn't mark the stream as being excessively vulgar. Which is the thing you have to do if your stream is going to be excessively vulgar. Have you seen those new content guideline things?
I'm not familiar with that one particularly. But...
Yeah, there's these new things you have to tick if your stream's going to include certain things like gambling or drug use. Even if it's legal in your area, you're supposed to do the thing to say it's going to include drug use. And one of them is excessive vulgarity. It's if you're going to swear a lot, you have to say. Which feels a bit like you have to tell me if you're a cop.
Yeah.
You have to tell me if you're going to swear a lot. But how do you even define that? How do you define excessive? It's very subjective.
How do you define vulgarity?
Well, indeed. It's like when I was applying for the visa waiver to visit the US. And there's the question of, have you ever, how was it? Have you ever have you ever engaged in acts of moral turpitude? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that is. Okay. I was like, what does this mean? And I was like, I don't know. I've never even heard of that. I'm wasting glass here. Incredibly, yeah.
Isn't turpitude a solvent? Have you ever sought moral solutions?
Like what an American might consider excessive swearing would be run of the mill for the Aussies. Yeah, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
it's very cultural, isn't it? And like the kind of language used as well. What would be considered a particularly bad word, say in the US, might be considered very normal in certain parts of Scotland. I'm not going to say what word it is, but you know. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
And Quince is so culturally dependent too. Like it's so wild and awful to see people having their income stream on YouTube taken away for using the Australian word. I love that, by the way, Gwen. Referred to as the Australian word. I like that. Exactly, yeah.
It has Scottish play vibe.
It does, doesn't it? I really like that. The Australian word. Yeah, no, by the way, I'm not saying we should be using the Australian word. I'm just saying that, like, in some context, people use it more freely. Because obviously it does have, like, misogynistic connotations, right? Like, you know, inherently because of the thing it refers to.
Yeah.
Just because he's not, like, considered that in you know, by some people or by in some regions or whatever. You know, don't really, that's neither here nor there. I'm never calling it anything else anymore. The C word is now deleted from my vocab. he's so good at it, the Australian word. Like, you've got to say it in that kind of the same way as if you were saying the Scottish player, and he's got to be like the Australian word.
Yeah.
This is very nerve-wracking. I'm extending it like right over the lake. I guess it's a lake. It's more like a big pond. The thing outside the western end of Casenby, where we first arrived, where you built the villa of the village. Get rid of justice carefully. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm looking over and it's like... It's kind of weird. There's way more vertigo looking down at the water than at the land, even though...
Yeah. Like, why is that worse?
Yeah. Like, if you gotta fall on one of them...
I mean, certainly in Minecraft terms, I would be completely unharmed as long as I hit
Yeah.
water. I mean, IRL, I'd still probably prefer to hit water, but like, it's less of a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't it. It's fine. We can work with this. But yeah, it just feels worse, even though I'd be completely unharmed. Have you seen those videos? They're probably fake. Of people falling tremendous heights in Minecraft and then deploying a bucket of water at the last moment.
Yeah, I've seen similar things.
Yeah, where they like fall like from the top of the sky down a chasm. They keep falling at the last minute, chuck the water out.
Yeah. Maybe like the whole video game physics thing in the... As long as you land in half an inch of water, you're fine.
Yeah. Wouldn't say break your ankles. Don't worry about it, you're fine. It's like, I know it's like, I know it's a whatever program, but I always liked dang it, the fact that Family Guy spoofed the Scrooge McDuck thing about diving into coins.
Yeah.
They're actually a solid, you know. You can't dive into them. So that was very good. Okay, that's enough glass for today.
And you see that a lot with like people sinking into lava and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've talked about this before, so I'll let you explain that one for people who don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weight issue functionally. You sink into water because you weigh more than the water. You do not weigh more than the lava. That is, it might technically be a liquid, but that is still rock. It's very heavy. You would just sort of land on the surface. I mean, if you weren't going to catch fire and crumble into ash almost instantly, you could walk on the surface of lava.
Just that small problem.
I mean, like, you see it in like superhero style stuff where you've got somebody immune to fire swimming through lava or molten metal or what have you. And like, unless they weigh enough to make the average floorboards buckle underneath them, they are not going to be able to submerge themselves.
Yeah, it's too. I mean, I thought too dense, but
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to displace it, though.
Yeah. The weight and the density is functionally the same thing in Earth's gravity.
Okay, thank you. But I once saw a YouTube video where a man was explaining how gravity doesn't exist because oil doesn't sink through water, so, and oil is heavier than water, so I don't know what to believe. What I believe there really.
I mean, you've really got to consider both sides.
Well, exactly. Like maybe we can meet in the middle. Maybe some gravity exists.
Yeah. Maybe gravity exists, but it doesn't affect liquids.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta hear everybody out. You gotta reach across the aisle. A bird needs 2 wings to fly.
Yeah. Can't expect them to listen to us if we're not willing to listen to them.
Well, exactly. I know he's a massive transphobe, so I don't want to quote him, but there's a great clip from a certain Slovenian philosopher where he talks about how you can't. Wait, I've not actually got the things to sell. You can't try and debate Nazis because you're inherently accepting their framing of things.
Yeah.
But if you if they say if the Jews they claim control the banks, and you say, well, no, that's not true. Here's evidence why that's not true. Then the reasonable thing is to say, well, maybe they control some. Maybe they. You're already accepting. I'm explaining that really badly because I'm doing 2 things at once. But you're accepting their framing of events, which you just don't need to do. It's just no. I'm not debating you on it. We don't need to think about it. Just no. I don't have to give them the time of day. And it's the same for nonsense conspiracy theories. Obviously not serious, but conspiracy theories and does gravity exist? We don't actually need to worry about it. It does.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm curious as to what it would feel like to grab a handful of lava in a tactile sense. How it would feel to move your hand through a liquid that dense. You're learned in the subject, Loomis, so I'll let you field that question. You're a resident lava expert.
Yeah.
I don't know if that expertise extends to magma. I've never inquired, so I don't want to assume. We'll stick to lava for now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think about it. It would be hard to dig your hand into because it's still going to be very close to as tough as sticking your hand through solid stone. But if you had some poured onto your hand.
Because you sometimes see those videos of scientists with a trowel, don't you? Scooping some into a container or whatever.
Yeah.
So if they would, someone was to, instead of pour it into a container, pour it into your hand. Apart from very hot, what would that be like?
Yeah. But perhaps they're doing this because you committed some kind of terrible crime.
Yeah, sure. It's lava scientist punishment.
Yeah.
Maybe you're in lava scientist hell. Yes, yeah, so technicalities aside.
Because my instinct is to imagine it being gritty and abrasive as a fluid, but is that actually the case for molten rock. I mean, it's solid rock, sure, but we're not actually pouring like fine sand. This is explicitly a liquid version.
That's true. Now, because you get a lot of very abrasive materials in volcanic eruptions, don't you? Like the stuff where that's why you can't breathe it in because it'll kill you, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or that what's it called? That thing that like looks like fine hairs, but it's actually like really sharp and jagged and horrible. I saw it in a Kira Chat's tweet once.
Asbestos.
Nah, I mean it probably is, but that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah. Major problem. Our volcanoes are full of asbestos.
Are they? Fireproof though, so something to think about. I've seen that meme where it's somebody like a screenshot of like a doctored screenshot from Minecraft, and they're like digging into the wall of a building, and it says like the block picked up thing says asbestos, and it's just oh fuck. I really liked that.
It's a bad time.
Yeah. Okay, just a meter cubed of asbestos.
It's roughly equivalent to looking on the wiki and finding that the glowing rock you've had in your inventory for the last few weeks is radioactive.
Yeah, it is. There were some Russian mountaineers or something, like hikers, who found this like oddly heated metal cylinder when it was like really cold, so they like used it to warm themselves up. It was a fuel rod, so yep, like it was in its container, but nonetheless, yeah, that's not. It needs to be in one of those flasks. Is it flask they call it, the great big concrete things?
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be one of them.
It needs to be in several containers.
Yeah, I think they all died. Certainly, they had a bad time of it.
Yeah.
It was like intensely radioactive. Can't remember what it came from. But yeah, so like, is it Pele's hair? Pele something hairs? I can't remember. Anyway, very fine, like abrasive things. OMG, did they find an RTG? Yes, they did. Yeah. Like it was just like in the wilderness, and they noticed the snow was melted around it. And it was freezing, so they like used it to warm themselves up. Yep. Which is it was a very bad time. I ended up going down a rabbit hole once and reading all these like nuclear related accidents that weren't actually like involving reactors.
Yeah.
You're like radiological accidents, I should say. And yeah, it was interesting and horrifying in equal measure.
Yeah. I remember the author of The Martian talking about how basically the only thing on that lunar base that doesn't break or malfunction in any way over the course of the entire story is the RTG. Because he couldn't think of any way it could break that wouldn't be instant death for the protagonist.
He's got plot armor.
Yeah.
Oh dear, yeah. Don't mess around with those kids.
Anything else could theoretically be survived, not the RTG.
Just a bad time. But yeah, I believe there's someone in Brazil, was it, who found a CT machine and like scrapyard or something. They like scrapped it and took out the radioactive element from inside. And like bust it open and were fascinated by how it glowed, so they got all like the friends and neighbours round, like let the kids play with it and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is no. Why would you do that? Like if I found a mysterious glowing substance, I wouldn't be like, "Hey everybody, come have a whack of this."
Yeah.
I'd be like, why is it glowing? I mean, obviously, if I didn't know about radiation, I wouldn't know about the risks. But still, I don't think I'd be like, "Here, kid, play with this."
Yeah.
Well, that just seems spectacularly unwise. If I remember correctly, the Soviets built a bunch of unmanned lighthouses powered by RTGs, and a number of those went missing, which is not great. Yeah. I think the authorities speculated it had come from something like that. it's definitely like. I know there's those really small actually really small. Those like spy nukes they made, like the suitcase bombs.
Yeah.
I believe a whole bunch of them went missing. Which is like, I mean, hopefully you have to get the codes from because they're very centralized, aren't they, in the Soviet Union, like in terms of nuclear codes. So you can't do anything with them. But still, yeah, seems less than ideal.
Yeah. I remember reading about the nuclear code systems a while back. So like this is me down a Wikipedia hole.
Sure. Very relatable, by the way. After I just talked about civilian radiological accidents.
Yeah. It's like they are the way they're designed is quite a clever system where like disarming them without the code requires you to destroy the bomb.
Yeah.
So like there is functionally no way to hack them. Like there's one oddity about them, they're considered like a nuclear weapons development and research material, etc. So they're actually covered by nuclear proliferation treaties.
Oh.
So the countries that have these really advanced ways to make sure that nobody ever misuses their nuclear weapons can't share them with the countries that don't have them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think There's Your Problem podcast did an episode on that incident, scary stuff. Yeah. Radiological incidents like that are horrendous. Oh, Porcelain Megavan, and welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you're having a good day today. Thank you for dropping by. We're just talking about radiological accidents. What a cheery subject that is. The nuclear codes.
Another thing about the code locks they have on them. The nuclear proliferation stuff stops the US from sharing or the US or or Russia from sharing their super advanced ones with other countries. But every other country does have some form of protection on their nukes, except for the UK.
Oh yeah, because they're all submarine mounted, right?
Yeah, there is no mechanical protection on UK nukes. They're prepared for activation at all times.
Yay!
Yeah.
That seems great. It's it's the There's Your Problem podcast, episode 28, the Goiânia. I don't know how you pronounce that. Goiânia incident. Yeah, that's horrible. That's the handing nuclear materials out to your friends and family thing. Yeah, so if I recall correctly, in the US and the former Soviet Union, so Russia now, the nuclear codes are basically kept in the nuclear football, right? So then in a briefcase, held by the president, right, or next to the president at all times. Only the president can access it and input the codes that then is required to launch nukes anyway, right? Whereas in the UK, the idea is that a prime minister could go, is more likely to be unstoppable if they go rogue than the captain of a submarine, because there's other crew on board who need to work with them to get the nukes to fire. Therefore, you trust the captain of is it a captain on a submarine, or is it a commander? I don't know. They are the captain, but they hold the rank of captain. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they're technically boats, aren't they? Not ships. The idea is that they're more trustworthy with the codes, and the codes are kept in a safe in an envelope.
Yeah.
Along with the letter of last resort, if I remember. And nobody ever knows what's in that, which is quite fun.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by the letter of last resort. It's one of those things where, once you learn about it, most people are just yeah, okay, whatever. But I'm like, what is it? I know what it is. It's what to do in the event of a nuclear war, but what does it say?
Yeah.
Every new prime minister, on their first day, I think it's after they've been sworn in by the Queen. Queen, look at me, King. has to write the letter of last resort. And like they're basically told, like, here are some options if you might be interested in. But nobody ever knows what's in it except the Prime Minister. They're sealed, and when the Prime Minister leaves office, they're destroyed unopened. So like,
Doesn't each submarine have a different one as well?
I don't know. Probably. Like we've only got 4, haven't we? So
Yeah.
it will be easy enough to write. I mean, they're all like, I know they're all 4 written separately. I don't know if they. I guess we wouldn't know if they all said the same or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It's certainly not like 4 copies of the same letter. It's technically 4 different letters. Oh, we have protection. We can't fire them unless the Americans say so. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, I think I remember reading, like, I mean, in practice, we don't, I mean, obviously not all 4 are in the water at the same time. I think typically there's only one actually
Yeah.
out at sea.
Yeah, there's one on that, like, nobody knows where they are patrol, and
Yeah.
they're somewhere in the world.
And in the time scales involved, you wouldn't necessarily get all 4 into the water in time.
No.
But like in theory, they're all given a separate list of instructions, as though all 4 have got their own tasks to do simultaneously.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense. Like if they're all to launch nuclear strikes, you don't want them all to nuke the same target.
No, that's true. I also like that every day, the one that's on, like, super secret long range patrol.
Yeah.
Every day at 1, that submarine listens to Radio 4. Right, every day they put up their antenna and they listen to see if Radio 4 is still broadcasting. It's the Today program. It's on at 1, if I remember rightly. And if that is not broadcasting, there's no broadcast on Radio 4. I mean, obviously there are other measures, but they consider that London's been destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, they have obviously other checks. They don't just, like, immediately launch the nukes. They don't hear the Today program. I think it's 3 days in a row. If the Today program doesn't air,
Yeah.
they basically consider London destroyed. It's quite, like, it's such, like, a fun way of doing it. Radio 4's now on. I guess the world's ended. Open the letter. Except all I think we know is they're given, like, suggested options, aren't they? Which are hand over, like, hand yourselves over to the Americans, launch the nukes, surrender, or hand yourself over to a neutral power in the middle of nowhere, perhaps New Zealand. Which, like, if you were Prime Minister, what do you think you'd put in your letter of last resort? Like, I'll open that to anybody. Like, if you were Prime Minister, what would you put in your letter of last resort? Because I don't know exactly. Because that's assuming that you are incapacitated or killed, right?
Yeah.
That you can't give the submarines any orders directly. So I think I'd go. I'll let you make your answers first, and then I'll tell you what I think. Huskadoo disappeared from Strimmer's game. Oh no! That's not the person. That's the submersible. Oh no! Does that mean there's got to be a Huska? I mean, Huska 3, which just doesn't work, does it? You can't have Huska 3. You can have Huska 2. That works as a pun on Huskadoo. No, it's terrible, Porcelain. Did that glitch out? Was it destroyed? Was it knocked into the air like the original Huskadoo? Subnautica. A particular big creature hit the submersible Huskadoo and knocked him into the air where they got stuck. It's a glitch, I'm afraid. I'm thinking Huska 2 too. Yeah, I think that's the good option, Kira. No idea. She seems to. Yeah, I imagine you are devastated, Kira. I'm very sorry to hear that. Oh, that's terrible. That's a terrible fate. I'm sorry to hear that. Destroy Paris for the bands. Just put that on the bottom. It's just for the bands, lol. After they've already fired. But yeah, I should pour one out for Oscar 2. I mean, I've drunk all my drink now, and so yeah, I don't want to pour it on my carpet, but you know, metaphorically.
I remember when the beta was out for Subnautica, I found a glitch in it.
Oh yeah.
Like I probably wasn't the only one. It was probably fairly well known, but I did identify a glitch. I saw a streamer activate it by accident, and they couldn't work out what happened, so I played it back and figured it out.
Oh, what was it?
There's the little penguin kind of things on the surface.
Okay. What is the Subnautica or Subnautica Below Zero?
I don't know.
Okay, yes. Fine.
This was a very long time ago.
All right, so probably
I thought-
Subnautica.
I thought it was just the regular Subnautica.
Oh, sure. Sorry, Karen. I interrupted you. That was very rude.
Yeah, there was some penguin-like creatures up on the surface, and if you climbed on top of one
Yeah.
and then picked it up at the same time,
Hmm.
you would pull the bird toward. Well, I say bird. You pull the creature towards you, and you were stood on the creature, so that would push you up, and then you continue to pull the creature towards you, and that would push you up, and you would just fly all the way up into space.
Who needs a spaceship?
Yeah.
Just put a magnet on the front of your car.
Yeah, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Oh, that's quite fantastic, actually. Ooh, I've got some money. Dude, mate. Ah, that's brilliant. I do quite like bizarre glitches like that. Yeah, currently we've got for our letters of last resort, destroy Paris, but for the bands. What's
Made
going?
me think of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, where part of the plot is about them developing an AI for nuclear deterrence.
No,
Because a human can't be trusted to launch a deterrent nuke and kill that many enemy civilians.
sure. Also, you'd
So
like to think.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's the point. You don't know that a human, whether a human will do it or not. And if you think that they won't, that weakens the value of deterrence.
Sure.
Whereas if you know that an AI definitely will do it, it makes the concept of deterrence stronger.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Yeah.
the theory they're working on.
Hmm.
But they run into the consistent problem that when given simulated data indicating that Russia has launched a nuclear strike on the US, the AI immediately recommends a full nuclear strike on all US air bases.
All right.
Because the war is already lost, the enemy missiles are in the air, so the best way to reduce civilian casualties is to prevent a return strike and end the war immediately.
Yeah. I mean, that works.
Yeah. And you can see the logic. It's not what they were going for from a deterrence AI.
Yeah. I think I mean I've got like a serious answer for my letter of last resort, which would be like just hand yourself over to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Alright, like it's far away. Yeah, sure. We're supposedly like allies or whatever. Sure, I can see that. But my real answer is hand your nukes over to like some bizarre like small country that nobody would expect to have nukes. Like not the country's bizarre, but it would be bizarre if they had nukes. Like I don't know, like Liechtenstein or Bhutan. San Marino. Good old San Marino, yeah. Make San Marino a nuclear power. Yep.
There's an old film called The Mouse Who Roared. That's basically the plot of it.
Oh, is that like a town gets a nuke or something? Or starts a war? Yeah, it starts a war with the US.
Yeah. It's
a scout.
an extremely tiny country in Europe. I mean, it is a parody, and it's quite funny.
Yeah.
One of the things I like is it's this country is repeatedly mentioned to be the only English-speaking country in Europe. And indeed, the characters from that country, they can hold fluent conversation with the Americans. When they encounter British people, they cannot communicate with them. Do not speak the same language. But yeah, the country is going bankrupt, and they come up with this plan where they will declare war on the U.S. states, and then immediately surrender, and thereby get war reparations.
Oh, like reconstruction, like the Marshall Plan or whatever.
Yeah. But the U.S. repeatedly does not respond to their declarations of war.
Nice.
So they launch an invasion of the states. And arrive during a massive nuclear defense drill in New York, where the entire city's been evacuated. And so wandering around trying to find some trouble they can cause to get the US's attention, they wander into a military research facility and steal a new weapon that's being developed. Which turns out to be a super nuke, a continent killer. And they take that back home to their tiny little country, and the US immediately surrenders.
Oh, that's fantastic. I like that. Hey, Cassie says, Cuba Missile Crisis 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, just give you nukes to Cuba, yeah?
Yeah.
That would be funny. Oh. I don't like the idea of nuclear armed San Marino. Is it 30,000 people in San Marino? Is that?
Yeah, something like that.
So I know you can go smaller and go the Vatican, but I don't really trust the Vatican with nukes.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like historical precedents there that I don't want to build on. I mean, not with the nukes, but you know. This is working out better than I thought, you know. Like, it's still going to take a while, but we've got 2 people who sell glass blocks, so it's kind of inching my way around. I don't know why I'm repeating the original route fully, but here we are.
And it goes to all the key locations.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Do you remember as a kid when we were at junior school? How they'd still got all those like 80s books on like what to do if the Soviet Union drops the bomb.
Yeah.
Although dressing, oh no, don't give the Vatican nukes. Although dressing a warhead up as a Swiss guard. Also, I kind of want the Vatican's like nuclear division having Swiss guard-esque uniforms. So I can't like that. I mean, that's just 40k though. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no nukes in the Vatican. Yeah. Angels and Demons was a terrible book.
You know, I actually know nothing about angels and demons. Like, knowing about the Da Vinci Code is enough.
Yeah. Neither of them's much good.
I always remember. Obviously, there was like a lot. I've made a mistake, right? Have I made a mistake?
I think there's more to the series, but I never read beyond
made a
the second
mistake.
one.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar. I just remember that at uni, one of the lecturers mentioned the Da Vinci Code, and then said, so in Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code, I won't call it a novel. Without this really arch, like, I won't call it a novel. So, yep. Historians do not like the Da Vinci Code, I can tell you that much.
Yeah. It is like hilariously inaccurate. You've got things like the solution to one of the major puzzles being a certain stairway in front of a certain building, and in actuality that building does not have a stairway, it has a ramp.
Okay, that's good. That's not intentionally brilliant, and I quite like it. It was wank. I believe it. I believe it. I say I know like nothing about Angels and Demons. And what I've only read a little bit of the Da Vinci Code. I couldn't really get into it, but what I know of it, it's it's not great.
He writes a lot of absurd nonsense that he then tries really hard to pass off as, and this is totally true in the real world, by the way.
And they're like
Like
little. Sorry.
Like the thing, like
Oh,
I think how to put this. The guy writes a good action scene, except he's not writing an action story, and he's good at writing, hilariously absurd puzzle plot stuff. Like if he was writing a James Bond style story,
yeah.
I can imagine it being actually good. That seems like something he'd be good at. But instead of that, he wants to write something really pretentious. Is basically what it comes to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me just answer this message from me, man. So, I'm very, very professionally just gonna like answer my mum's text. Yeah, just like talk amongst yourselves.
So how's the weather where you are, Cassie? Yeah, I remember being also very confused by the fact that it's a sequel.
Oh, is that Angels and Demons? By the way?
Yeah. Because like it doesn't really follow on from the Da Vinci Code in any way.
Okay.
Other than it's the same main character. And it's like one of those things where it's, by some incredible coincidence, the guy who got sucked into the last conspiracy despite having no relevance to it gets sucked into another massive similar conspiracy despite having no reason to be involved in it.
I get you.
And presumably continues to do so throughout the series. But then also, like, throughout Angels and Demons, even though it's the same guy, nothing is ever mentioned of the Da Vinci Code, even though this would be a massive life-changing event for him. And also the fact that he was previously in a massive global conspiracy might come up when he's, doing the same again. So.
Oh, you can't even make the joke of, if I got a nickel for every time I got involved in a massive global conspiracy, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, he doesn't even go that far as to mention that.
It's like, well, you'll never guess what. It's only a conspiracy again.
Also, it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure that like the female sidekick / love interest in the 2 films is a different person, but is absolutely identical in every single way.
Oh no!
Like it could be the same person with no changes, but it's not. We're supposed to accept that it's somebody new.
I like kind of what they did with Transformers.
Yeah.
The Bayformers, if you like. But yeah, Cassie answered your question, says it's not too bad, temp's alright, sky's a little cloudy.
Yeah, it's not been too bad here today. It's been dry enough for me to sit outside with the rabbit once I got home from work.
Nice. Loomis also has a bunny. Also cares for a bunny.
Yeah, little nugget.
You know what? Oh, thank you, glass. So much glass. There's so much. Where did you get it all from?
East Market. There's a librarian over there.
Oh,
Doing some stuff over there anyway, so I thought I'd buy him out while I was there.
thank you. I appreciate that. That's brilliant. That's a lot of glass. No, so that's where all the money went, is it?
Yeah.
But it's a worthwhile investment.
I've still got quite a bit of it left.
Oh,
Actually.
nice. Oh, thank you. But no, I appreciate it. I know. I like to meme about being tight, which I am. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, our guideline is that we try to keep 2 full stacks of emeralds for emergencies. So I think we've got some wiggle room here.
You mean 'cause we've got 2 rows of emeralds?
Yeah.
Which is slightly more than 2 stacks. Oh, I forgot there was a hole there.
Yeah, I'm glad the sun's not out properly.
Yeah, Loomis hates the sun.
Yeah. Yellow face. So it's not for me.
See, I like warm weather. Loomis doesn't. Loomis is happier in winter when I am not. So that we kind of altered. It's finally happened. It's finally happened.
Oh?
A stalactite is formed.
Oh. I thought that had just not worked.
I did as well. Science!
Science.
With an exclamation mark at the end. Sorry, so that one's about Fallout. The Fallout universe doesn't work on science. It works on science! Look, I didn't know because I walked into it. I literally walked into it.
How long did that take? Like, this is so unrealistic. Like, I mean, really, in real life, how long do stalactites take? You know?
Exactly. I mean, as that stalagmite got bigger as well. Sorry, stalactite, that's it. Stalactites hang down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as that stalactite got bigger, I think it has, hasn't it? And the stalagmites formed.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that was a thing. Must be part of the caves update. Yeah, I think it's when they did. I think it's when they did the cave update. They added stalactites and stalagmites, and I had this theory that you could because they drip if there's water above them. I had a theory that you could do this, and you can. Like it's been a long time since I set up that contraption,
Yeah.
but it worked. Like, I'd long since given up. I was going to take it down, but I just couldn't be bothered. So that's remarkable. Huh.
So now that we've found a way to reproduce these, we just need to think of a way to monetize it.
Can we sell them to villagers? That's the first question. Can we rip off villagers with our stalactite schemes?
Alternatively, can they be used in some way to fuel the fires of industry?
That's the main question. Can we burn them? Like the bamboo. Oh, the bamboo's ready. Let me investigate from above. Yeah, I can't believe that's worked. To the point that I tripped over it. Remarkable. Huh. That's very unsafe ladder climbing.
Yeah, you shouldn't normally do them backwards.
Yeah. That's what they do on ships and submarines and stuff, innit? When they have those like small sort of sloped ladders. Like, I think you're normally supposed to go down it properly, but because like sailors are always running thither and yon, aren't they?
Yeah.
You just like run down them. I've probably forgotten what we were talking about beforehand. Was it about rabbits? Was it about sailors? Seems to be a lot of sailor talk today. Where do sailors hang out?
Yeah. So, weather, rabbits, angels and demons.
Yeah, that seems legit. I've had an idea, by the way. I know I'm doing the whole thing around the back to connect up there, but as we said, we can have junctions in this because it's not, it's not tied to the rails anymore. So I might actually put in an offshoot already and do it across the front of the Casa del Candles and connect to the back end of the warehouse line so that it forms a complete circuit. Like, get that bit done first, and then we can worry about that extension later. Because I realised I can do the extension around the back, but I don't know how it's gonna get over the dark house. Like all the contraptions there, so I've designated that a problem for later, as is my want. Maybe. Yes. But yeah, Angels and Demons. Never read it. Don't even know what it's about. Angels and Demons, I imagine.
Yeah. Very loose sense, yeah.
That Ace Attorney. That's what it's about, right? I think the real thing I need to know is there a crossover with Columbo?
He just shows up halfway through and it's angels and demons and solves the whole thing.
Gee, I never would have thought of that. Solves the plot. Someone trying to blow up something with antimatter. The Vatican, maybe? I don't know. Oh, is
Yeah.
that it? Is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, it is. That ruins my whole joke that we went into this with, because I thought it was a nuke, but no, Cassie's right. I remember now. It's an antimatter bomb.
Ah, nukes are too mundane, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an experimental antimatter device stolen from a laboratory, running on batteries, and if the battery power runs out and the antimatter is no longer contained, then boom.
That does happen. That's why you gotta keep your deuterium. Something. Crystals and a bad thing happens. I watch much Star Trek. I mean, I do, but I can't remember it. And that's always very vague and hand wavy anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bad thing if the crystals crack. I know that much. Because Scotty gets in a flap about it in that episode of TNG. Dilithium crystals, that's it. Thank you, Cassie. They use deuterium for something else, don't they?
Yeah, that's the whole alloy.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Loomis. Thank you, Cassie. For answering my obvious test. As a Trekkie, I clearly knew this all along. That Dr. Spock, eh? What a guy.
Yeah. Clearly referencing later in the movies when he's gotten his doctorate.
I've told you about the Patrick Stewart thing, haven't I? 'Cause I love that story.
Which one?
Where Patrick Stewart was in Vegas. And he was in a lift and the doors opened and this couple who were, in his words, rather worse for wear, got in the lift. And the man exclaimed, "Oh my gosh, it's Dr. Spock from Star Wars!" And his wife was like, "No, honey, it's Sir Ben Kingsley." Just another bald actor is the thing that... like a bald British actor, that's what Ben Kingsley is. Very good in Iron Man 3, if you're a Marvel head.
Okay.
So Ben Kingsley, I mean, not Sir Patrick Stewart. Though I guess it's easy to confuse the two. Please the Mandarin.
Makes sense.
Ben Kingsley is one of those actors that just pops up in the most unexpected places. Yeah, he's in Species. What's he doing in Species? I actually really like Species. I think it's a surprisingly good film. Like, the others are a bit goofy. I've not seen Species 2, mind you. One of the, oh, it's that guy actors. Yeah. You just suddenly like, oh, it's Ben Kingsley. Oh, look at that. Didn't expect him to be in this.
I have no idea who any actor is, and I probably couldn't tell them apart if I did.
Well, that's true. He's a bald British actor.
Yeah.
Played Gandhi, I think, once. He's the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. And in some other like Marvel stuff related to Iron Man 3. You know, they did those like shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
Was it called like... I never saw him, but I know that they did like little shorts and stuff. But yeah, he's also the investigator person in Species, which is I was actually talking in a stream chat. I can't remember which stream chat it was. Red Planet, Kira, I don't know anybody else, is it? about Species and DJ Mule, who gave me an offline follow after we raided on Sunday, by the way. Very kind of him. We're talking about Species because Mule's a big fan. But yeah, have you ever seen it, Species?
I haven't, but I've read the graphic novel.
But there's a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Does it feature?
I got it out of the library when I was way too young.
I was about to ask, does it feature the same amount of toplessness and nudity as
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember. I have clear memories of the librarian saying, "Wait, isn't this from the adult section of comic books? Like not the adult section.
Yeah.
The grown-up comic books." And like opening it to a couple of random pages to see if there was anything objectionable in there, and then saying, "No, it seems like it's okay," which, having read it, made me think she must have. There's a very few pages she could have safely opened it to get that opinion. But she rolled a 1 on that information check.
Good old bear law. So, yeah, like it's a fun film. One of my friends I used to work with always said that he believed that the film Species evolved because when they were like, when they were like first starting to film it, they said to Natasha Henstridge, "Would you be comfortable if there were some nude scenes in the film?" And she said, "Yeah, put it, as much as you want. I don't mind." And they're like, "Oh right, I see." And rewrote the film from there. But no, I actually like it. Not just for that, but I do actually like the film. I think it's a good sci-fi film. I think it's a bit wacky. Like it's better than it has any right to be. Is my opinion of Species.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah.
And yeah, based on the graphic novel, I would say assuming it's similar, I would say it's entirely plausible that she not only agreed to that, but objected to wearing clothes in scenes.
She does
as few clothes scenes as possible.
It's a good film though. I think she's in the second one as well. I don't know if she's in any of the others. There's 4.
I didn't know there was a second one.
Oh, there's 4.
Okay.
There's 4 of them. Because Species stuff happens, doesn't it? Aliens and such. You know how it is. The second one involves an astronaut. The third one involves. I mean, I've not seen the second one. The third one involves like more species aliens. You know the one. And then there's the fourth one, which is I think it's the fourth one. Is the whole thing, right? It's not a spoiler. It's the basic plot. Is that we get a signal from space and it turns out to be a gene sequence, so they like stick it in a human to like clone a human kind of thing with the alien genes, right?
Right.
And you know how it is. You know how it is. And out pops Natasha Henstridge. As this happens in the gun, there's a lot of killing involved and nudity. And Alfred Molina, he pops up in a lot of places you don't expect at all. He's in it. Good actor, Alfred Molina. Played Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home, which is not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. With the "Hello, Peter," that whole thing. I don't need to tell you about Dr. Octopus. I'm sure we're all familiar. But yeah, Dr. Octopus. So, Alfred Molina. But yeah, stuff happens, shenanigans. And then by the fourth one, they're trying to make, or maybe Jeremy Irons. I can't think he's in one of them. Some actor you kind of go, oh yeah, it's that guy. Is trying to make a nicer version of the Species human hybrid alien thing. Is the basic plot there? Yeah. More of the same. Essentially, they're like, look, the alien killed a bunch of people last time. Last 3 times, the alien killed a bunch of people, and there was a lot of nudity involved. But maybe this time it'll be different. Spoilers. It's not. But it is for a while, and that's what matters. Yeah, I can't remember the plot of the third one at all. I know it involves some of the aliens from 2. Like, they turn up. I think they're trying to kill the alien from 3 to like stabilize their gene sequence
Yeah.
because they're like breaking down or something. I think they're like more human. They're like only a quarter alien, and it's like making them badly. So they like need a like more pure alien to stabilize their DNA. That could be a massive lie. I can't remember. It was years ago when I saw it. I shouldn't start like speculating on the plot. Like it
Yeah.
involved aliens, it involved nudity. Like the species. I don't know what else you want from me. This is like it's how species does, isn't it? You know how species goes.
Yeah. I remember feeling like I was cheering for the alien.
Oh,
Sorry, 1 second.
just like as soon as you said 1 second, gentle music started playing, which is quite amusing. It's like we're on hold. But I'm sure Loomis will have some more thoughts. But I'll just kind of say we're coming up for time now. We kind of gone a little bit over time because I've been having fun. You know, we're having a nice time. But yeah, we're coming up to time because I've got work in the morning, so you know I can't be too late to bed. Well, I'm working from home this week, as I said, so I can get up a little bit later because I don't have to travel to work. I don't have to do the faff of like getting ready for work in the morning. I can have a shower, get dressed, and turn my computer on, and jobs are good. Which has been quite nice. And I've, you know, it's alright. But yeah, so we're wrapping up, so, you know, I'll be back on. Bye, bye.
Sorry, I've had a bad throat recently. I think I've reached my speech limit for today.
Oh, that's convenient timing. Was this your way of, like, getting us to end the stream anyway? Being like, like just tapping your wrist.
Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, if I can... Is it okay if I wrap up my thought?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. We're not desperate.
Yeah, sometimes I find in a media, like... I often find myself cheering for the bad guy if I feel like the good guy shouldn't be winning. Like, I don't feel like it's plausible that they're winning. It annoys me that they are.
Yeah.
And I felt that way in Species.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember. Like, it felt like the good guys were getting away with too much, and I started sort of cheering for the alien as the underdog. You know, they deserve some good luck after the way the plot has turned on them.
Yeah, I think I root for the alien as well. But it's like many years ago when I saw it, so maybe I was rooting for Natasha Henstridge. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. That's what's happening.
Yeah. You do, in that sort of film, you do often get a situation where the alien, monster, villain, or what have you, is super powerful and nigh unstoppable through the first 4/5, and then
Yes.
suddenly is incredibly inept and vulnerable for the last part. I mean, you know how much any kind of inconsistency gets to me.
It does, that's true. You're very keen on consistency, aren't you?
Yeah.
This is why we call you old consistent Loomis, as we all call you that.
Yeah, that is what I'm known as. Sorry, not to keep delaying the stream. I'm just puzzled by goings on in East Market.
Alright, what's happening?
Well, for one thing, all the farmers seem to have disappeared. I mean, maybe working in the Masons Guild was more profitable, and they all retrained. I don't know. But yeah, like the fields are just still. I can't find a single farmer in town, and I know there were quite a few before. And also, all the doors in town are open. I don't know why that is. Just every building has its doors wide open.
Huh.
People are just walking around and opening all the doors and just leaving them that way. Like, maybe it's some sort of communal thing.
Could be. I mean, is this a cult setting again, like when all the farmers were stood in a circle over here?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I've entered this town and like The demographics are completely different to what I remember. One of the main professions has completely vanished and nobody talking about it, and just every door is open. Every door. Nobody is closing doors anymore. I don't know. It feels a bit like a body snatchers thing.
Yeah, there's like something not good is happening there. I think. Like if you were to like tell me that that's what's happening, I'd be like, yeah, okay, this is not good. Anyway, there we go. Thank you everybody for watching. That's been a fantastic stream again. The last few have just been incredible. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Loomis, for joining me as always.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
No problem. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Lawtrick, again for giving 5 tier 1 and 1 tier 2 subs, which is incredibly generous. Thank you. Thank you everybody for following. Thank you everybody for watching. Yay, this was really fun to game during. Oh, I'm glad about that, Kira. And thank you. So I was about to get to you. Thank you so much for bringing everybody over on your Discord raid. I really appreciate that. It meant a lot. And yeah, I really appreciate that. You sharing your community with me is what made me an affiliate. And, you know, there's really up to the level of everything going off here. So thank you very much. Thanks for streaming, Nate. Always love your streams. Thank you, Cassie. We'll get you to affiliate next, won't we? But yeah, thank you for hanging out. Always fun. We should raid somebody, shouldn't we? Oh, it's my pleasure. Oh, thank you, Kira. Thank you. Soon, exactly. Soon. We should raid somebody, shouldn't we? Has anyone got any suggestions? Because I've got people in. When it was just me and Loomis, it always felt a bit off to like carry out a raid. Like, here's me and my pal. So I was looking, but I had fun. Thank you, Bamban. Yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. What about Lock the Raven? Like TV's Lock the Raven. That's streaming, right? Should we raid Lock the Raven? I know Lock tangentially. Like Kira's favorite streamer hangs out with Lock. That's how I don't know him, you know. I'm just like claiming it. Anyway, yeah. So I'll be back on Sunday at around 1800 BST. We're going to be painting, and we're going to try and do some more on the Imperial Night, which is kind of like a week affiliate celebration by finishing up this big project. So we'll try and finish that up on Sunday. And I'll be back a week today at around 2000 BST for more Minecraft. Will you be joining me there, Lewis?
It should be, yes.
Excellent. So yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your week. Thank you again, Lewis. I'll set the raid a-going. How'd that sound?
Sounds good.
I like when I put in /raid, it brings up shield mode. That's bizarre.
Oh, yeah, I think... Was shield mode originally called, like, raid protection or something?
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Anyway, I'll set this going. Thank you, Kira, and thank you again for your stream earlier that I was watching when I was like finishing work and then having my tea. That was really fun. Subnautica Discord stream. Thank you, Loomis, as well. All right, let's try it.
I actually have this one.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah, we're gonna do it. See you soon, Cassie. See you soon, everybody. Hope you all have a lovely evening and a lovely rest of your week. I shall see you all. I'm going to like skip us over onto the ending screen as I click raid now because such is my want. That's how I've got it set up. But yeah, so everybody, hope you all have a lovely evening, rest of your week, whatever time it is for you. I hope to see you all soon. Oh, wait. Loomis, say goodbyes.
Yeah. It's been good, everybody. I hope you all have a good time zone.
All right, let me do it properly now. I hope to see you all soon. Until then, take care and namarie.